Hey everyone, it's the whole truth here. If you don't follow me or haven't heard of me before, basically I run an Instamum gossip page that keeps up with the daily drama that's happening within the Instamum community. My page is a place where everyone can submit updates and freely voice their opinions. Welcome to the recap video number 2 for the whole truth page. I just wanted to say a quick apology for the last video and probably this one. You will notice that my voice either is louder or softer in some of the voiceovers for the clips, or there'll be different background noises, and that's just because they are all recorded at different times. So I do a bit by bit as I can, so I'm still keeping up with my home life and everything. So that is the reason for that. So the absolute first topic that we covered was Brittany Linden. She posted this post and said, "When does the first day of school anxiety end? Because I feel like I'm going to puke now, stressed and anxious I am." And this is in regards to her oldest daughter, Briella, going to school. And a lot of people were like, okay, well, why are you so stressed about her on her first day of school? You've just left her for 2 months without even seeing her. You've gone on a trip with your boyfriend, and lots of people questioned if she was even there for the first day of school. But she did have a backpack on. Briella had a backpack on that was one that Brittany had bought her while in Hawaii. So she definitely was there for that first day of school. But I can understand why people are thinking, well, what does it matter? Like, it's just one day of school. You've just left her for weeks on end. Then we talked about Irwin, and I don't know this girl. I haven't followed her ever before. So this is the first post that has ever been submitted to me where I've even knew who she was. So I don't really know what her backstory is at all. So I'm just going by what this person has told me. And they've just said, she's got a brother currently who is in trouble with the law, that he could be possibly going to jail for selling dope. I don't know. Don't quote me. I don't know if that's true or not, but that's just what I've been told. And then she has a son called Trip, and she was in a motorcycle accident, and he was on the back with her. And they've both come off. She broke her nose and grazed her elbow. But there was some sort of medical assistance needed for him, and there was a $600 bill. So she then turned to supporters on the page and asked them for help. And I think they made a GoFundMe account to cover that. I'm not quite sure. But the person that submitted it was like, I find this is kind of fake because she's then gone away on holidays and she's done all these other things, which you'll see in the screenshots. And I don't understand how she can be begging for money 1 minute and then she's going to the casino the next minute, and they went to Disneyland and her son got a bearded dragon and so forth. But then there was comments later on underneath this post from people that were like, well, that accident happened in January and she did not, she got the money and stuff in January, but, she didn't go to Disneyland and all that stuff until July. So, they're kind of thinking 6 months difference, circumstances change, which is true. Circumstances do change. One day you might have circumstances for me change within a matter of weeks, depending on what's happened. So what's everybody else's thoughts? Do you think that it's okay for her to go to the casino and go on holidays after asking for money just 6 months before? When is an acceptable gap between those? Let me know what you think. And then we have this video of Alexis twerking, which, you and I might find a little bit strange to be twerking in the mirror and holding your phone out the side to capture it. But apparently this is the new It Works thing. We just seen Yuliana doing the same, which I'll probably put in the end of this video. But here you go, and enjoy or cringe, whatever.
I want a slim fine woman with some twerk with her. I want a slim fine woman with some twerk with her. Twerk, 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 twerk with her. Twerk with her. I want a slim fine woman with some twerk with her. I want a slim fine woman with some twerk with her. Twerk, 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 twerk with her. Twerk with her. I want a slim fine woman with some twerk with her.
Then we talked about Courtney, who is also very well known as Coconut Head on the page. And you'll hear heaps of people refer to her as that. So if you hear Coconut Head, this is who we're talking about. And if you're wondering why is she called Coconut Head? Well, this is the reason why. So I'm not sure when they broke up, but Courtney was trying to win back her ex, Mel. And Mel is a transgender man. So I think that's right. If I'm wrong, please write it in the comments. But I'm pretty sure transgender man is the way it works if you're born a female and you're going towards a male. I'm pretty sure that's it. Anyways, so she was trying to win him back, and so was putting all these things on her story, saying things like, I was a brat, I want to have babies with you, you went out and you worked hours on end to support our family, and I just acted like a brat, and pretty much just said how great Mel was and how much of a shit person she was because she didn't love her like she should have, and all this sort of stuff, and begging her for forgiveness. And then she went on to write like all these sticky notes. And I'm talking like an entire pack of Post-its. She wrote on the Post-its and she put them all over Mel's car. So look at the video here from her story. It doesn't look like Mel felt the same way though, because just a few days later, Courtney posted this picture of her with a black eye that says, LMFAO, I was the abusive one, right? And then not long after that, she posted this news article about her ex, Mel, who is also known as Amelia in this article. So the news article is about Mel, who is Courtney's ex, and Mel's ex-wife and daughter. So basically the little girl was staying at her dad's house. She went to her dad's house for the weekend. He noticed her fingernails were really long and he said, can I clip your nails? I'm just going to go to the bathroom and get some clippers. And the little girl said, yep, can you get some lotion for the grey things on my bottom? And he was like, what, grey things? And he took a look and she had these bruises all over her. And he asked the little girl what happened. And she said, well, she was at her mum and Mel's house and she had spilled a bit of toothpaste on the bath mat. And she didn't know how to clean it up, so she flipped it over to hide it. And when they found out, they both took turns at hitting her. And she said that her mum's hurt, like the smacks from her mum really hurt, but that Mel really, really hurt her. So they were both arrested for third-degree assault on a child. These are just some of the comments that were written underneath that post that I put up regarding the little girl being abused. But it's very confusing considering that Courtney does have a little girl that she's been trying to get Mel back for this whole time, and then suddenly when Mel doesn't want her back, then this becomes a problem. Like, this should always have been a problem with her from the start. She should have been like, well, she has a bad background of abuse. Do I really want this person around my child? Because I know I wouldn't want them around my child. Back to Brittany again. This is a picture of Briella's first day of kindergarten. Look at that. She's made a great little photo op for the first time she's seen her in 3 months. So great work, Brittany. Great mothering skills there. Fantastic. And then we have the comment, which is, this is what makes me laugh. Is my first baby started kindergarten yesterday and I'm not ready. Enjoy this post because you won't see them again till Halloween. Now, you and I both know that's because she won't see them until Halloween either. So I had a little giggle at this one too, and this is a throwback from her wedding to Rich. And she writes in there, I quote, our marriage will last till death do us part, so showing my dress won't do anything. So, well, oops. Let's move on to Yuliana now, and this is a response that she has sent out to her followers after a lot of them were questioning why her ass was taking centre stage to her children. Bear with me though, because I think she forgot what punctuation was at the end of this, so I may stuff up. So it says, PSA, for those that are new here and feel the need to question what I post on my page, I post a lot of pictures of my ass. Nudity doesn't bother me. I truly think it's some weird American thing, to be honest, because y'all flip shit the second someone shows a little skin. Meanwhile, my mother from Finland was prancing around butt naked her whole life until she came here with my dad. Get over yourselves. If you don't like someone's confidence or ability to embrace who they are, then get the fuck off their page. It's simple. I don't give a damn if you wouldn't post the things I do because your husband says so, inserts eye roll. I birthed 4 whole kids and 3 were back to back, so let me be a great bit of Betty and realize that when you come for a complete stranger, you're only exposing your own insecurities. And for the love of all things holy, stop questioning my relationship with the Lord because you don't agree with my wild tendencies or mouth. He might shake his head at me from time to time, but best believe I'm blessed and highly favoured love. If I'm honest, this post is just so hypocritical. So, if you don't like someone's confidence or ability to embrace who they are, girl, you're not embracing who you are. You went and bought a new ass because you didn't like the way you looked. You don't like who you are. So don't start with that. That's just ridiculous. Don't sit there and call someone else insecure when you are clearly very, very insecure if you needed to go and pay for an ass. This week we had the return of the Keeping Up with the Morris page, which was the one before Jung. Now, she was deleted, because she's had a gutful of watching the Morris Manual page and how biased it is, because it is super biased. And some of us want to watch both sides of the story, not just the version that Holly likes. And obviously that page is very one-sided. They're all about keeping Holly happy. So, so she started her page up again. But it was deleted, twice because they were seeing people to delete it and report it and whatnot. So she finally then sent through a request to Instagram, and Instagram have reinstated her account. So she's now up and running. So she's showing both sides of the Holly, Matt, Christian, Crystal debacle. So if you'd like to follow, go and follow her at Morris Deets. I have to say I'm super proud of Ivy for this one. So she had her explant done, so her breast implants removed. And she's posted this, which is a pretty raw shot, I think, no makeup, raw shot, which is great. And she's talked about how women should have confidence and not have to worry about, what society thinks, if you should have big breasts or things like that, which I think is fantastic, because we've got people like Yuliana on the other scale of things, and she's just had her butt done, and she's just posting all these pictures of her butt. And then now she's talking about how she wants to get another surgery done to get, a fat place in her hips. And, she's all about, it's just insecurities, you know what I mean? Whereas Ivy's don't be insecure. Don't let other people tell you how you should look. And don't let anyone change the way you feel about yourself. And I think this is fantastic. And speaking of Yuliana, here is another one of her brat moments that was caught on her live and sent in. This it really embarrasses me. I'm embarrassed for her. If I see myself doing this on a video and I watch back at this, I would be so fucking embarrassed. I just don't understand how a grown woman could act like a 5-year-old. I don't know, it just disgusts me. But this is the video anyway, and just watch her little tantrum.
Comes on the taco. I shouldn't have said it any other way. Who gets a taco without meat? Huh. Come on now. I'm going home.
So yeah, just wow. I don't know if she thinks it's cute or what she thinks, but I don't find it cute at all. I find it embarrassing. Then back to Brittany Lynn Bree again, and we have some more winning posts from her. And quite frankly, I don't think she should even be allowed to use any sort of mum memes or talking about raising children, because she's not raising them, Rich is. So I just don't think she has the right to post anything like that at all. I do apologise that I skip back and forth throughout the Instagram mums and not just do them in one part each, but it's because as the week goes by and each thing is submitted, I try to update the videos as I go along so that I'm not having to spend a whole day making a video. So I'm unsure what Yuliana really should be most embarrassed about, the fact that she thinks it's okay and it's funny or cute for her kid to be walking past looking at her doing this, and even Cecilia's looking at her what the fuck, or the fact that she actually ripped this off of Alexis. Alexis was just twerking in the mirror 2 days ago, and now Yuliana's posting about it. So I think that's kind of more humiliating, the fact that she is copying Alexis's moves. What the...
I'm that bitch, I'm that bitch, I'm that I'm that bitch, I'm that bitch, I'm that bitch, I'm that bitch, I'm that.
Moving on from that, though, we then witnessed a little bit of a blow-up between Holly and Crystal, and this has all come down to Luke's custody schedule. And I'm going to put this whole drama really down to the followers, because they're the ones that ask the questions that get answered, that turn into the drama. But what Crystal's problem here was the fact that Holly did not want she didn't want Crystal to be driving Luke to and from school, and thought that was Christian's job. But Christian has a job and he isn't there early, he's at work early, he finishes kind of late, and Crystal's going there anyway to drop the kids off. Braden and Elena go to the exact same school. So I don't know, I kind of find this petty. Could you imagine if Crystal was well, you're not picking up my kids from school, to them? It's just, I don't know. It just seems really, really petty, but whatever. I think that Holly is like, well, they're not married, but they're going to be married sooner or later. And really, if if Crystal and Christian, this is like the 20th time it's happening, so I'm not going back to edit that because I can't get it out, so whatever. But, you know, if they wanted to go down to the courthouse, they could go down to the courthouse and get a piece of paper signed now, like Holly and Matt did. It's not a big deal. Like, they're acting like it's, you know, such a big difference. They're still engaged. It's still going to be the same thing happening down the track. Like, you know, I don't know. But I just think it's really, really petty that she won't allow her to pick up Luke from school when she's already going there to pick up the other kids. So what she did was she made Christian drop Luke home on Sunday night just so that Crystal wasn't the one to be driving him to school. Like, that is super petty. And of course, you know that Matt had to put his 2 cents in because what would a shit fight on social media be without the star? Now, I know most of you guys would know who Abigail and Linden are because they were subbed about a lot on the last Whole Truth page before it was deleted, and basically just about the relationship and their age gap. But this is just a picture that was sent in from Linden's business page. She's a hairdresser, and people were just questioning about the curls that were used as an advertisement, and it kind of got blown like way out of proportion. So if you want to read about it, just go to the page, read the comments under the hairstyles and whatnot, and you'll get the gist of what the whole argument was about. But like I said, it was kind of blown a little bit out of proportion with what people's comments were. I think everyone was thinking the same thing, but oh well. We discussed another post that was sent. This was actually a conversation between one of the Morris Manual fans and the Morris Dietz page, and they're accusing Morris Dietz page of being Crystal. I can assure you 100% that Morris Dietz is not Crystal. They're actually the owners of the original page, Keeping Up with Morris. I don't know why everyone comes to the conclusion that if someone likes Crystal, she must run the page, because I can't tell you how many times I've been accused of being Crystal, and I assure you that I am not Crystal, okay? Like, Crystal didn't just gain an Australian accent overnight. Definitely not Crystal, and either is Morris Dietz. Now, this one is super crazy, and that's the Jen Amber story. So her username is @littleblondeoctomum, and it pretty much it started this week, like kicked off this week, because she had posted a picture of her daughter who was on life support in the hospital, and she was plugging Thrive with it. And people were like, you know, this isn't really the time to use, and it's inappropriate. Like, you don't use your sick daughter to plug your work, you know. And then she blasted those people, and there was posts deleted and posts put back up again. And then we kind of went through her backstory. Now, I'm not going to talk about her backstory too much, but she's had kids that are sick and keep getting illnesses, and some of, like, the first one was legit sick, the rest have been like mystery illnesses. So I will have to do a whole video on her, but we did do a live this afternoon, or I think it was like 1 a.m. at your time. But I'm going to post the live right here so that you guys can kind of listen to it and just gather some information if you haven't heard about it. So here it is now. Hey guys, I'll just wait for a few people to get on. I know there's like heaps of new people on here, and you're probably thinking, why am I looking at a blank screen? And that's because I'm kind of anonymous, I guess. Like, I sort of, like, all my originals that know who I am that run the page, like Caitlin, hi. Yeah, so like, but it just makes it easier to do this. Oh my God, Ash, that dude's messaging me again. I'll have to message you and tell you, like, it's weird. So this is about Jen Amber and Amber, I don't know, whatever the fuck, we'll just call her Jen. But, okay, since the last 4 years that I ran the other page, I have had so much stuff submitted, about her, and I never really got it. Like, people were saying things like, I'm going to have to do a video, so I'm going to get people to, like, submit as much stuff as they can. But is this Jen Amber? She's like, I know, right? He's still messaging. Like, I'll show you later. It's like, dude, I'm not going to tell you. But anyway, so it's so weird because, like, today I just had this realization. You know how, like, you have those little things in the back of your head, and you're like, all right, no, stop being crazy. You're being a crazy person right now. People don't do this in real life.
but they do. So I'll start with, people were telling me ages ago that she was like faking cancer and stuff. And, like, I didn't see any proof of it. So if you guys want to send through the proof that, hey, that she was, faking cancer and stuff, because I want to put like a timeline. I need a timeline to understand it. But I went on her page and I was looking at the pictures and I was thinking, fuck this. Like, you know, there was, so Anastasia's the oldest one, I believe. I've got to try and work out all the names. And then she had the other one, which was like, fuck, I forget already, like Alicia or fuck, the one that died. I can't remember what her name was. But I was looking at it and I'm like, okay, this is so weird. So if we go back to the start of her pregnancy with this baby, she said she was pregnant with twins. No one even thought she was pregnant because she didn't look pregnant, okay? She didn't look pregnant at all. Did not look pregnant at all. And then all of a sudden, Annalise, that's right, exactly. So she didn't look pregnant at all, and then all of a sudden she just popped out with this massive belly and everyone's like, okay, maybe she was pregnant. And she was having twins. I don't think anyone ever believed that, but she said she was having twins. And they were boys. And then all of a sudden she had lost one and she was just having one boy, and then all of a sudden she was having a girl. Now, that's kind of weird because it always looked like a girl to me. That's okay. So it always looked like a girl in the ultrasounds. I didn't see a boy at all. And then this is what got me. So then I thought I was fucking seeing things until you guys let me know that I'm not just old and crazy. But so she had there was all these posts on there yesterday, and then all of a sudden she was on life support. People were like, what's wrong with her? Why is she on life support? Whatever. And there was like pictures of her like laying in the bed, which are the ones that are on there now. And then someone had called her out and she deleted all of those pictures. Like every picture was deleted because they were like, oh fuck, I can't remember what they said now, but it was something about, the It Works post, right? So two people had called out in the It Works post. She posted that It Works post and was like, I can't believe people would say this, blah, blah, blah. When my daughter's sick. And then it was gone, but then all the photos were gone as well from this baby. And then she puts the life support one back on again without the It Works shit and was like, talking about like, my heart beats for you or whatever. And then what I thought was weird was she uploaded this post like 3 hours later saying, oh my God, she's a miracle and here she is, and it's a baby. Oh, I don't know about that. I'll have to look into it. But, so then she posts this picture of the baby, which is like 3 hours, and the baby's awake. It's a miracle. Now, I swear to fucking God, I seen that picture the day before in amongst all those other pictures. Yeah, I know. It was the same fucking picture. So I'm like, okay, no. Am I seeing this? Like, I swear to God, I seen that exact picture on her page yesterday. Like, I must be seeing it. And then everyone else was like, no, you're not seeing it. I seen it too. So she's recycling pictures. And it's just weird, like in 3 hours that baby has woken up from life support, had a drain put in her brain and has her eyes open and all this stuff. Like, no, I just don't believe it. But this is where the conspiracy part comes in. And it's so fucking funny because one of the girls that follows me, like that's followed since forever, like she's like an original. Me and her must be on the same brain wavelength, whatever the fuck. Sorry, I'm like just trying to even get my head around this. So I was looking at it and she was like, you know, and like as I wrote this conspiracy theory thing, what I was thinking, I went back into my inbox and I had an inbox from her and she's like, you know what? She's like, I think that she's using the pictures of her first baby. Like, not her first baby, but Annalise. Fuck, I forget now. I forget already. That's how fucking badly I am. She's like, I think she's using the pictures of her first baby, Annalise. And I thought the same thing because when I looked through those photos, that baby looks exactly the same. And I get it, they're siblings, but they don't have the same dad. So, like, they're not going to be completely identical. Yes. Oh my God. And then she said to me as well, she's like, I don't even think this baby's real. And I'm like, I don't think it's real either. And like, literally, my thoughts and her thoughts must have just been fucking colliding because she's having the exact same thoughts about it. And if you look at those pictures, that baby, the face is identical. And someone had said to me yesterday, and it didn't click yesterday, but someone had said to me yesterday that how weird is this? This baby looks smaller in some pictures and bigger in the other pictures. Now that baby, yes, their eyes are exactly the same. I know, mind fucked, right? Like, I am feeling the same thing. Like, something felt off yesterday, and I kind of thought that. I was like, but nothing clicked until this morning. And then I wrote this thing, and obviously everyone, like, other people were clicking at the same time. Oh, that's bright. Let's open the window. It's really weird. It's so weird, but it makes sense. No, this baby or last baby? No, I haven't but she's in the pictures with the baby, like, and they look too good to be photoshopped. So it's definitely her in the photos because she's got the tattoo on her arm and she's in all those photos. I know, and that's the thing. I wouldn't normally think that, and so that's why in my head I was like, no, that's, that's what I think is, this baby. So there's a picture of, was it the dad holding this baby or was it the dad from the last baby though? Because is she with that guy now? Because I can't see any guys on her page anywhere. It's really weird. And they're not the same dads, so they wouldn't look identical like that. You would not think, like, all my kids had the same dad, and they look close now, but as babies, they didn't look identical. I know, it's really crazy. Like, do you think it could be right? Like, if you have pictures that prove me wrong, send them through, because I want to have a look at them. But, if you put it all together from back when, because what I think in my mind was like, I'm having children when she was having twins, and everyone's like, oh yeah, right, and no one. She still has the one boyfriend from her last pregnancy. Now, are you sure that baby she's holding, can you see the face of the baby, or is it the same baby in her last one? Like, she could have recycled both those babies in photos. Like, can you see does that make sense? Like, she could be using Annalise's sick baby photos for this baby, and then she could be using the last baby that she had with that boyfriend, the photos from that baby. Do you know what I mean? Like, because like I said, like, there was photos posted, and I didn't even click until someone sent it to me. I'm like, no, it's the same baby. They look exactly the same. So whoever I was talking to, I've forgotten who it was. Send me those messages again so I can upload them so you can have a look at it. No, she doesn't have anyone that I've seen. Yeah, well, that's what I don't know, like, at first I was like, well, she's obviously hurting these babies. Like, there is something not right because, she faked cancer. Annalise was the first one, and she was, like, deathly sick, and I seen a post was sent through to me that was like, she's taken a turn for the worse as her as a baby. Yeah, same. I think she's doing something too. It was like I said, like, so Annalise was, not Annalise, what was the first one? Anastasia. She was bought, like, she was the oldest, and she was the one that was left in the aircon room. And you can't tell me, if you read that story about the aircon room, no aircon room for Annalise, right? So she's taken the picture. She's saying that the paramedics have told her to take that picture to spread awareness, right? In her thing, though, she says that she walked into the baby and, yeah, Munchausen's. I think so too. Like, that's what makes me think. So she walks into the baby, not really a baby, but I call all my kids babies. And she's laying in the bed. She's got the comforter over her, right? She says she's walked in, seen her, and she's like that, and she starts shaking her to make sure she's okay. And then she said she calls the paramedics. The paramedics get there, and then they tell her to take a picture. There's no paramedics in that picture. So, no, there's no fucking way you would take that picture. That picture would not exist because you wouldn't give a fuck about that. You'd be more worried about your baby who looks like she's about to die. Like, that kid was red as fuck all over. No, there's no way. If you know, they wouldn't have even cared about that at the time. They wouldn't, like, they're not going to say take a picture and spread awareness on social media. But if she was shaking her child, I know if that was me, and I know people act differently, why she still got the comforter on? Because the comforter, exactly, she hadn't taken the blanket off, thank you. The whole comforter's on, and she's laying there on her side. Now, if that was me and I came and that was my kid, comforter would be off, I'd be picking my kid up in my fucking arms, and I'd be running to the phone. Like, there is no fucking way that I'd be like, I'm going to take a picture first, and there's no way that they would tell her to do that over the phone, I'm sorry. Yeah, exactly. Cover her back up and take a picture of how she was while she's fucking hot. Exactly. Like, so if you're shaking your kid, would she still be on her side? Like, even if she didn't respond to you, you wouldn't even leave them on your side. If you could feel they were that hot, first thing the reaction would be take the blanket off, and then you'd be rolling them, like, at least, you know, putting up, like, on their back just to try and get a response, and then you'd maybe pick them up, or, I don't know. Like, I'm sure I'd panic too. Yeah, she's still, exactly. I think someone had said, that she did on purpose. It wouldn't surprise me that she did on purpose. Someone said that she lost, because I seen something go on a page when I Googled her name. If you Google her name, all this shit comes up. Yeah, apparently she faked cancer. But all this shit came up, and there was something saying, she lost one of her kids, like, a couple of weeks ago. And someone was like, no, that was like 6 months ago. And someone else wrote, no, she lost the other one 6 months ago, and now she's lost the second one. And they went to their dads. I don't know. If people have the cancer stuff, I'd love them to send it in. But I do remember it. It was years ago, and I remember it. Exactly. But what got me was, her kids were playing outside. One of them went to take a nap, and she's like, and I went and checked on them an hour later. Who the fuck leaves their kid quiet for a whole hour without checking on them? Like, really? My voice right now is, like, congested as shit because I have really bad allergies. And it's coming on to, like, spring here. And so I don't know, I've been waking up every morning and my nose is just, it's like before I go to bed. I think I need to have the carpets deep cleaned in my room, maybe. Is it 1:30 in the morning? Oh, my God. That's crazy. I keep forgetting because I got up this morning and I looked at my phone and because my kids were so naughty last night and they did not want to go to bed, and because their Poppy's living here at the moment until he goes on his trip around Australia, and he was like, they're awful. I hate allergies. Anyways, they were watching some documentary and they were like, I need to get a drink. And then it's like, I need to pee. And I'm like, oh my God. And the little one was just feral. So he would not go to bed. And I sat with him for like 2 hours. And you're like, yep, they're asleep. And then he'd get up and they come out like little demons. And they're like, I can't sleep. Ugh. So we just let him in our bed because we're bad like that. And then I woke up this morning and we've got like all three of the kids in the bed because you can't let one and not the others in there. And then I opened the phone up and there was like 86 requests. I'm like, I've been blasted somewhere. And then I went and got them all ready for school, did the school run, and then now I've got like nothing to do pretty much. So I'm like going through all the messages and shit. Let me just read back because I was yapping. I'm sorry. Well, this girl, I'm just looking, we're up to Skylar. It's really weird because I remember people used to submit stuff about her, but she wasn't like a huge topic. Like, she wasn't like a really well-known mum, but I think she got Insta famous from the cancer thing. But I remember she was wearing, I remember those fucking eyebrows. Like, you cannot forget those fucking eyebrows. And she was wearing like a pink bandana in like one of the pictures or something. And that is how I recognize her, from those eyebrows. I don't know how. No. Like, did she just shave them off and then just draw them on? Like, it's crazy. Yeah, 5 minutes and you're like, fuck, the house is about to get burnt down. Like, it's crazy. We are talking about Jen is it Amber? Is it like Amber or Amber? Don't know. Yeah, I know. Same. My kids are always, if they're quiet for 5 minutes, like, they're either fucking left the vicinity or they're up to no good. never are they asleep. Like, generally never. So I'd be checking. I don't think she posts stories. I'm not sure. But she recycles her photos so much, it's really confusing. But if you look at those pictures, and it's kind of hard because she's been like posting and then deleting them and posting them and deleting them. So it's kind of hard to keep up with it. But I am so glad I was not the only one that was like, that's the same fucking babies. I don't think the new baby exists. I really don't. It sounds fucking crazy. I know it sounds crazy, but it just, if you line it up with the pregnancy and all the shit that happened in the pregnancy, I just don't know. Like, it just, I don't know. There is a picture of the first baby on my page that, was it the first one or the second one? Was it the first one that died or the second one that died? I really need to get the story. But she, I don't know. That someone had just submitted a picture saying that the first baby definitely was sick, because everyone was like, that's when the organs are born outside the body, or the first baby that died. I'm sorry, so Annalise. So there definitely was pictures of them obviously had an operation for her. And I don't know if that was the first one or the second one. I don't know. It's very strange. It's very strange. I've been creeping too, Ash, but I'm pretty sure I'm blocked because I just wrote that fucking comment on there because it makes me cranky. But I don't know, like, how many hospitals are there? Yeah, she does. She recycles a shitload of posts, and that's why it's hard to, I have to look it up. It's really hard to understand what photo is what, because I think she'd forgotten that she had posted that one yesterday. But you look at the first baby, you look at this baby now, and they look fucking, they are identical. And if you look at the pictures, like, she's deleted it all now, so I think she was called out about it. But if you look at I'm sorry, I just trying to remember something. Her screen name is Little Blonde Octomum, which makes no fucking sense because she doesn't have 8 kids. The picture quality is a lot different between the two. The older picture, the quality is shit. Is it? I have to look into that. I don't know. Like, you know, the new baby could be true. But what I find weird is the fact that she's definitely recycling photos. Because, like I said, that photo was posted, like, 2 days prior. And then the baby's on life support. And they got the pictures of her on life support. And then all those other photos got deleted. And then after the baby's on life support, there's another picture posted like 3 hours later saying, oh, it's a miracle. But it's a picture that she posted 3 days ago. Do you know what I mean? So it's not like this has just happened. Like, that picture, you know, obviously she's not taking pictures of the future. Like, it is fucking strange. I know, it's really weird. I'll have, like, I don't know. Someone else has said that before, that the picture quality was different. It's just, I don't know, it's super fucking odd. So, they have, yeah. Well, I mean, she's had 2 kids taken out of her 2012. So Anastasia, so she was born before Anastasia? I can't tell with girls because I have all boys. I don't know which kid come first. Oh, I don't know. Like, it's... Oh. Every single one of her kids had... Yeah. And even the one... What was that? So the one that died was super sick and then got better, and bam, died the day as she posted that she finally pulled through. It's fucking weird. So the one, yeah, so every single one of the kids has had a horrible medical condition, mermaid mama. And and nothing is wrong. There's something wrong because, like, even the first one that had the issues that was locked in the fucking room with no aircon or whatever, she was born sick as well. There's, like, pictures of her there saying, like, it's a mystery illness and she's taken a turn for a worse and please pray and all that stuff. And I don't know, like, no. And not to mention, I don't think I posted it yet, but she had a boy that was stillborn at 18 weeks. Right, so Ariel's a little one, and she just got Anna back. I don't understand how she's getting the fucking kids back. Yeah, so Anna was the heat stroke kid, and she was also the one that was very sick as a baby as well. Not the one that died, but obviously the other one. And so, yeah. Right. So I'm wondering if she's had the sick kid. That makes sense, though, because she had Annalise first. She had a sick kid first. She got all that attention for the sick kid. I think that's when this whole Munchausen thing would have come about. If it's true, that's when it would have happened. Oh, thank you. I sound super nasally at the moment because my nose, like, if you could listen, there's obviously no airflow going through. It's fucking ridiculous. But I don't want to make you listen to me blow my nose because that's gross. Yeah. Yeah, that's what scares me. She runs a fucking daycare. Yeah, I agree. I was kind of shocked at that one where she was singing and the daughter was, like, trying to sing with her and she was just like, fuck off, kid. Yeah, there's something not right. I'm telling you, I think it's that Munchausen. Okay, so it makes sense because Annalise was the first one that was born and she actually had an illness, like, with the insides born on the outside or whatever, but then she came good and then she got sick again, which is kind of weird. Okay, and then she's died. She got pregnant again. She had the second one, and the second one had a mystery illness. They don't know what the second one had, I don't think, but there is definitely definitely pictures of her, and she's talking about how sick she is. And who knows, maybe Anastasia wasn't ever sick and maybe she just used pictures of the other one of the baby in the hospital as well. Like, fucking, who knows? Yeah, her Instagram is Little Blonde Octomum. Dish soap in her kid's bottle. Oh, for fuck's sake. That's disgusting. Well, that's my guess. She probably locked that girl up in the room for hours and that's what's made her sick. Well, Ash, I didn't think it was true, but I just uploaded a picture of her with the there's a picture of a little girl with the intestines on the side of her. So that was definitely true. So the first kid was definitely sick with whatever that was, and I think this is what's triggered it. So Emery, which one's Emery? Is Emery the new one? The new baby? Yeah, that's really weird. That's what I think. I think the first baby was definitely sick. Well, obviously she was definitely sick because there is pictures of the intestines and it's the same kid, so it's definitely not stolen. I think so too. I think that the baby was really fucking sick and then the baby started getting better and she was like, what the fuck? And that's what I think. I think she's done something to the baby to make it sick because how does the baby oh, look, the baby's pulled through, it's a miracle, and then they died. Like later that day. It does not make any sense. Is it still there? She hasn't deleted my comment. I thought, I'm going to be fucking blocked for sure. But I couldn't hold it in any longer. Like, all these people are commenting on it. They're like, oh... Sorry, I'm like slurring my words because I'm not breathing properly. But like all these people are on there, they're like, I hope she's okay. Prayers for her. And it's like, no. Nope. This is not, it's gross. So the @ is Little Blonde Octomum. Yeah, I don't know how she hasn't blocked or deleted me yet. it's weird because I wanted to write it on another account, like another little fake account I have, but the comments are disabled. Unless you are following her and you have a certain amount of followers, it doesn't let you comment. Like, she has it switched off. Like, it's weird. That's it, little blonde octomom. So she has it like it's an open account, but you can't comment unless you have so many followers and whatever. It's weird. But I kind of feel like screenshotting, like, all the photos on the page and then seeing what gets reused again. Because I swear to you, like, everyone was... Like, she's definitely recycling pictures because that picture was 100% there beforehand. So when that thing was on there... What one was that AHS had her flag to check for abuse if an ambulance was called? Oh, okay, got ya. Yeah. So Emery's a little one. Is that right? Like the new one. So how many she got? She's got 3 in total? Yeah. How many kids? Yeah, that's what I want to know. How many kids has she got? There's Anastasia. So Annalise was the first one who died. There's Anastasia. And then, what was the other one called? Is Emery the baby? So Ariel. So we had Annalise that died, Anastasia, Ariel, and then Emery is the little one. Right. I don't believe that she lost her. I remember she all I remember of it was, because I didn't really follow it that much, but all I remember was, like, she had, I see her with a picture of a bandana on, but I don't think she had no hair. I think it was, like, tucked under there. No, she doesn't have a son. That's what I thought. She doesn't have a son, but she claimed to have a stillborn son at 18 weeks, and I think she's obsessed with the thought of having a son. Yeah, I believe that too. I think she's obsessed with having the thought of having a son because it's almost like the third one was like, yep, we're having a boy, because so many people were like, this is bullshit. She's not having a baby. Like this last one, this Emery or whatever, they were like, she's like lying. And I feel like she was like, I'm having a boy, and the only way to cover up was to actually go through with having a baby. And like, what do you do when you don't have a baby? So I think that's why it got changed to a girl. And I really do think she's using photos of the other baby. And like, I'm not the only one that thinks this either. Like, I thought I was being a weird bitch, even thinking it. But now I'm like, yeah. Oh, okay, got ya. That makes sense. Yes, I will, I'll tell you. That really makes sense because, did you guys, like, you see that thing I put on there yesterday about that Jake, whatever his face is, he's like a 107 hits or some crap. And, yeah, well, I kind of think that she's like having preterm babies on purpose. That sounds stupid. I can't believe it's coming out of my mouth. But that's how it kind of feels. I don't know. I don't know, but she, like, there was a picture that she posted with a thrive patch on it, and she's like, check this out, it shows this thrive fucking picture, and she looks like a scun rat. Like, I wouldn't pay $1 million, like, I would not pay, you couldn't pay me to have that body, it was terrible. Yeah, she does look like she's off her guts. But I don't know, what do you guys think? I could see it too. So now I've got someone that's trying to ring me like over and over and over. So I'm going to go and answer this call because they're fucked. But on the picture that has live, like I'm going live, comment what you guys reckon's actually going on. Like, what do you think? Do you think that this is a made-up baby and she's just using the pictures? I know it sounds fucking crazy, but what are your thoughts on the conspiracy theory?
So that's all I have for video recap number 2. I know there's still heaps of stuff on Jed Amber that I really need to cover, but I think I'm going to have to put it all into one video so that it's less confusion because there is such a storyline behind her. I just wanted to say thanks heaps for watching and cheers.